Kia ora whānau, nau mai hara mai ki te ao Hākinakina, your sports show here at Te Koremako 94.8 FM and 98.4 FM. He's a lover of all things cricket, a stalwart of the game, not only cricket, but all sports in general. He's held previous roles with Sport Whanganui as their Rangatahi lead and sports and club partnerships lead. He is the current manager of community and capability with Central Districts Cricket. And we're very fortunate to have him here with us to discuss all things cricket. Aidan O'Connor, no mai hara mai ki te ao Hākinakina. Welcome to the show.
Kia ora, Caps. Thank you very much for that introduction. It's good to be here.
No problems at all. It's great to have you here, mate. Great to have you here. Hey, ko wai koe no he koe, a bit about yourself, where you're from.
So kia ora, ko Aidan O'Connor, toku ingoa. So originally from Tamaki Makaurau. I moved to Whanganui around about 5 years ago now, where my lovely wife Sarah is from and where her family are. So I originally moved to be a primary school teacher of all things, which lasted about a year, and then had the role at Sport Whanganui as, like you said, as the Sport and Club Partnership lead, before moving to a Rangatahi lead role, which involved working with our secondary schools in Kura, in Whanganui, Rangatahi and Ruapehu regions, which was good fun. I'm now in the manager of community and capability role at Central Districts Cricket. So I've been doing that for coming up 12 months at Labour weekend. So celebrate a bit of an anniversary there. So that involves essentially working with our 8 districts, which includes Marlborough and Nelson at the top of the South Island, Wairarapa, Holowhenua, Kapiti, Manawatu, Hawke's Bay, Whanganui, and of course Taranaki as well. So a big region, a fair bit of travel involved there, but we've got some really good people involved in our sport who are helping drive it forward. And I very much see my role as sort of collating and collecting and getting people to collaborate and work together to make sure that our community can enjoy cricket.
That's really awesome, mate. Awesome, Sharks. That's a big area to cover. But I understand you've been involved with cricket for somewhat over 30 odd years. What was it about cricket that attracted you to the game?
Well, this story tends to come out on my birthday every year. But my dad was a club stalwart up in Auckland, and apparently the first thing I saw when I entered the world was my dad standing there in cricket whites. He'd come from a game to my birth and then promptly left to go back to the cricket game. So I guess you could say it was sort of fated for me to be involved in cricket. I've played since I was 5, played at high school, played club cricket up in Auckland and a little bit in Wellington and Wanganui as well. So I just love the game. It's kind of hard to describe, I guess, but once it kind of has you in its grip, it's hard to let go. It's a funny game, I guess, in some ways. It can take 5 days and you can still not have a winner. But I just love the intricacies of it and what it can teach you about your character and the kind of life skills that it gives you as well. But I've, as well as cricket, I've sort of been involved in basketball as well. But I think at the moment, cricket's definitely taking priority.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to actually ask you that. What were some of the other sports that you're involved in as a young fella?
Yeah, well, being 6'5", the basketball coaches were always pestering me to start playing basketball, and eventually won out. So played that for a little bit as well. Thought I was a tall basketballer at 6'5". Then once I left high school and guys were 6'8", 6'9", realised I was actually quite short. I've done a little bit of basketball refereeing around the place as well, and a little bit of basketball coaching. I have played hockey before as well, and I have previously worked at Hockey New Zealand and played a little bit of football both at high school and after school as well. So like most people, gave everything a go, enjoy all sports. So you enjoy watching all sports as well, including rugby and rugby league. So, I mean, sport's been a massive part of my life, and that's why it was a bit of a no-brainer to move into sports administration.
Awesome. You mentioned Hockey New Zealand, so I understand you're the competitions manager there, and obviously you previously worked for Sport Whanganui as well, but I also hear you're a qualified teacher. So how do you think all these different experiences that you have helps support your current role with Central Districts Cricket?
Yeah, I mean, just the experience, I guess, working at Hockey New Zealand as a national sporting organisation and seeing how sport at that kind of level operates and the pressures that NSL was under. That was a good grounding for me there. Was a bit of a mid-career shift into primary school teaching. I did mention my father earlier. He was a secondary school teacher for 30-odd years, and none of his children at that point had been teachers, so I guess I had to take up the mantle and give that a go. Certainly given me a lot of experience, I guess, in public speaking. So I taught a Year 6 class, and I'm sure anyone who has been a teacher will tell you that a group of 10, 11-year-old kids will very quickly tell you if you've got something wrong or they're bored or they don't like something. So they're very quick with the critical feedback. So you learn to develop a bit of a thick skin and also work on your communication skills as well. So I just think having a varied background and lots of different mentors and leaders and teachers, head teachers to work under was really good sort of grounding experience for me.
That's awesome. And your current role at the moment as manager of community and capability obviously takes a bit of energy, and I think you've definitely got that from the moment I met you. You got an awesome energy about you. So tell us a little bit about that role and what that covers in terms of the Central Districts region.
Yeah. Some days probably more energy than others, but no, it's been awesome. I can't speak highly enough of the people involved in cricket across our region. Right from when I first applied for the role. So I've taken over from, it's fair to say, a legend of Central Districts cricket in Nigel Brook, who had worked for the organisation for 23 years. So massive shoes to fill, big shoes to step into. But Nigel himself has been fantastic in terms of his support, both before taking on the role and subsequent to being in the role. The key part of this job basically is working with those 8 districts, liaising with the general managers of those 8 districts, and they do all the delivery of the community cricket. But I'm there as sort of the link between the districts and central districts, and the districts, central districts, and New Zealand cricket as well. So a lot of relationship management, a lot of getting to know people, a lot of travel around the districts to understand how things work on the ground there and where I can be of most use to those districts as well, and that's going to vary. We've got eight districts that vary in playing size, population, even geographical spread. So no 2 days are really the same, and no 2 districts are the same. So as soon as you think that you might have mastered one area or think you're on top of things, there's bound to be something else that comes your way. So lots of fun. At the end of the day, Cap, so I get to talk about cricket all day. So it doesn't get much better than that.
That's awesome. Nothing better than doing something you love and something you're passionate about, eh? And it's awesome to see. So what opportunities are there here in the Central Districts for, the region for cricket? And where can people find out more about joining the game or, any opportunities that might arise?
Yeah, great timing as well, because we're just about to head into the cricket season. So most of our districts have now opened up for registrations for players. So probably the best avenue is to get in touch with your local district association. So obviously in the Taranaki there, I know Ryan Evans, the GM, and his team are doing some fantastic work, and they're looking at different programs and trying to grow the number of players they've got playing and doing a really good job of that. So probably the best bet is to get in touch with your local association. All of them are on social media, and all of them have got their own websites. We're using a platform called PlayHQ, which takes all of our player registrations and gives us some really good data around gender, which genders are playing, what percentage are male, female, breakdown of ethnicity as well. So we're really starting to dive deeper into who's playing our game and potentially what areas we need to focus on more to help grow our sport as well.
That's really awesome to see that there's a space for our wahine too in the game of cricket and seeing them doing really, really well as well. So that's awesome. Now, I hear there's been some great work undertaken as well in regards to Māori cricket. So can you tell us a little bit about that, that work that's being done to help elevate participation within Māori?
Yeah, absolutely. So New Zealand cricket, so Andrew Tara, New Zealand cricket, has done a power of work to grow Māori cricket around the country, and we are sort of picking up on that now, and we are our goal is to create a Central Districts Māori Cricket Advisory Group. So how that's come about, around about 18 months ago now, there was a national Tāne tournament that was held up in the far north in Whangarei. Central Districts had a team there, did really well, came together. As I've sort of outlined with our geographical spread, it can be difficult to get a team together in such a short amount of time, but they had an awesome trip. We were well led by Hayden Robinson from Manawatu. And following on from that last season, we had our Wahine tournament where the Central Districts Wahine actually won the national title, the Rona Mackenzie Trophy. Rona was the first captain of the White Ferns and was from the Hawke's Bay. So, yeah, based on that, we're now looking to see what other opportunities we can drive within Māori cricket. So we're aware of pockets of things happening. So, for example, Dustin M. Seeley at the top of the South Island is doing a power of work to create some opportunities for Māori cricketers up there. I've been working really closely with Andre Halbert at Horowhenua Kapiti Cricket. He's got a Horowhenua Kapiti Māori men's team up and running. They played a few fixtures last season and looking to play a few more again this season. So what the purpose of that advisory group is to take all those good bits of work that are happening in pockets around our district, bring it together, get it aligned, and really sort of take on that by Māori, for Māori approach around growing participation across our district. And we unashamedly, we've worked really closely with Te Whanganui Atara, with Cricket Wellington, and look to really take bits of what they've done in creating their advisory group and bring that into the Central Districts region, obviously taking on board the fact that we are a little bit different. We've got a number of different districts that will be a number of different iwi represented across our region as well. So, really keen to get a group together, create a bit of an identity as well. So on a call last week, some ideas around a CD-specific waiata and haka were raised. So we're just really keen to see who's interested in helping this kaupapa and supporting this kaupapa, helping us drive things forwards. Caps, I know I've talked to you, so I don't walk papa back to an iwi. I'm Pakeha, but I am passionate about making sure that we create these opportunities for Māori cricketers, not just to play cricket, but to play cricket as Māori as well. So not just be forced to align to the traditional cricket structures. So a lot of what Andre and Dustin are doing in their particular areas are, getting people to experience Te Ao Māori. We've got a range of Māori cricketers, those who are fully immersed in Te Ao Māori, right through to those who are just beginning their journey and learning a bit more about their whakapapa and a bit more about their background as well. So, yeah, really exciting times. I'm really looking forward to it. We've put out some expressions of interest, and the advisory group will be up and running very shortly. So, yeah, I can't wait to get into this. It's a really exciting time and a really good opportunity with the support from NZC and the support from the districts as well to create more opportunities.
Wow, pai tō kōrero, Aidan. It's if that doesn't pump you up, whānau, I don't know what will. I even feel like going to have a game of cricket now, just hearing that. So for all our
always welcome, Caps. Always welcome.
So all our Māori cricketers out there, there's some really, really special stuff on the horizon. So make sure to engage with your local clubs, with your local districts, and get involved with that Māori cricket initiative there that Central Districts are looking at kicking off and getting running. So that's amazing, really awesome to hear. So just touching on that, and to finish off, what does, in your eyes, what does the future of cricket look like for Central Districts?
Yeah, great question. For me, it's about our 8 districts working really closely together across all aspects of community cricket. So obviously, we're aware of the perception of cricket as a sport, but in my mind and my belief, our districts do an awesome job in making our sport accessible to all areas of our community, all different demographics. So for me, the future of cricket, particularly in CD, is really 8 really vibrant, really strong districts, creating and and providing opportunities for their communities to play cricket, and then us as an association and CD really leading that space for our districts and ensuring that no matter what type of cricket you want to play, obviously we're aware not everybody that picks up a bat and ball is going to be a black cap or a white fern, but what other avenues for continuing to play the game can we provide? It might not even be playing, it could be coaching or umpiring, scoring, administrating. So making sure that we continue to provide those opportunities for everyone within our community.
Wow, amazing stuff. Well, Whānau, there we have it. Aidan O'Connor doing some amazing things within the game of cricket and within our Central Districts region. We appreciate all that you're doing, bro, to help the game across the region, across the districts, and appreciate you taking the time to talk with us and share your cricket journey. Ngā mihi nui ki a koe te rangatira.
Kia ora, Cap.